Today we're talking about the honor of your name. Today is July 27th. No, 28th. It's July 28th, 2026. We are on day 20 out of 21 of our journey through the Dakota and through our own self-discovery. Well, the beginning of our self-discovery. A lot has happened. So I realized I probably was talking while hitting the mic, so I apologize for that. A lot has happened. A lot of changes have occurred. I've gone through a lot of things during these 20 days, and we're reaching the end, and I do feel better than I did when I first started. And today's principle is rather interesting. Today's principle in Musashi's Dakota, our second to last principle, is protect the honor of your name above your life. What this means, obviously it's a mix of like Zen rigor and like Bushido code, where it's important to endure your life with composure. Enduring your life with composure is as vital as wielding a sword. That's essentially what this breaks down to, right? It's about, no matter what happens, you must preserve your honor. You have to be a virtuous person. You have to be so sure of yourself and stand on your morals, no matter if they cost you your life. So think of reporters or whistleblowers or anything like that. Be so certain of your moral ground that you are willing to die for it. You know, that's, like the adage that we have, you picked a weird hill to die on, but if it's the hill that you want to die on, it's the hill that you want to die on, so that's really what this one's about. And I find this interesting. I find this extremely interesting because for me, the concept of protect the honor of your name, right? So like if we take that literally, that would mean like, oh yeah, the honor of your last name, because people will see your last name, they'll remember your story, like your legacy is what you leave to your last name. Well, my last name isn't my last name. Not because I was adopted, not because any of that stuff. It was because my grandmother, God rest her soul, was so in love with this man, that her first husband, she was so in love with him that she named all of her kids his name. Like, didn't matter if they had different dads, didn't matter about any of that, because the love of her life died in war. So when he died, she said, no, every child that I will have will carry his name. And it became this huge point of contention for my family. Like when she passed, it was a few years ago. So it became this huge point of contention because now for the first time, we're all learning that the only person that has this last name is one of them. It's the eldest one. Everyone else was given the name, right? And it became this huge thing where people were like, okay, well, I have no birthrights now. I have no this, I have no that. Like I'm unknown, I'm an X, and that is their journey, and that is fine and dandy. I was under the impression that my grandmother, God rest her soul, wanted certain things for her family, and that's why she gave that last name to everyone, because names have power. And so I've carried the same last name, and I try to live up to that last name as well. So when I think about protect the honor of your name, I think about that, because I'm like, well, I technically do not have a name, which means that I now have to choose what this name means for me, not what she believed that it meant. I have to choose what it means for me. By protecting my honor, by the honor of my name, I have to accept this and make it my own. Even if I was to remove my last name and make it an X, I'd be Nomad X, or I'd be Tavari X. But it's one of those things where where do you even begin to build your own name? Where do you begin that? You know? And so something I'm trying to do, or something I'm getting better at, but you know, progress is progress. But something I'm attempting to do going forward is to, you know, be certain of my decisions, is to not bend my morals because of a situation. You know, like, I'm not a person that crosses boundaries. I never have been. I'm just not that person. I do my best not to cross boundaries. Have I made mistakes in my life? Absolutely. Have I crossed boundaries in my life? Most likely. I probably crossed boundaries like during these 21 days. I probably have. And I didn't realize it because I was so shrouded and covered up, and I was so unhealthy in my brain, in my thinking, in my being. I was so unhealthy. I probably did a bunch of things that I wouldn't have done with this mind, with this new found space that I'm in. So, not to discredit any of that, but I'm at this point now where I'm trying to figure out the hills that I am willing to die on. You know, people say to me, well, oh, you don't have to do this, whenever I choose to do something like out of courtesy, or out of chivalry, or just out of the fact that I want to do it, kind of thing. And my response has always been the same. It is, I don't have to do shit but be black, praise God, and die. Those are the only things I have to do. It has changed to, I don't have to do shit but be black, praise God, love the love of my life, and die. That's it. So it's changed. I've grown. And the thing about having to rebuild your name is sometimes with people, they may look at the things that you're trying to do and the person that you're trying to become, and because maybe you had a rough day and, like, you know, you didn't feel like yourself, or maybe you were like me and you've been on this journey, so like it's been a lot of fucking downs and, you know, all these things. That's growth, you know. And sometimes people will see that, but all they can see are empty promises because you haven't reached the other side yet. It's like, okay, on day 4 I made a commitment, I said this, and I did my very best, but day 6 I might have backtracked, not on my commitment, not on the things that I wanted to do. It's because I'm in the process of growing, I'm in the process of healing. In the process of healing, growing, changing, the process of change, this metamorphosis that you have to go through in your life, the whole process of that feels like you're dying. It really does. It feels like you're dying, whether it's an old version of you and you're physically killing that version, whether it's like, I don't know, maybe you're like me and I didn't kill the old version of me. I said goodbye and I let him walk away. Maybe one day, super long down the line, I fuck up again and I wish that I had killed the old version. I don't know, but I was who I was during that time because I needed to be that person in order to survive, and I don't think it's fair for me to take an axe to that person. I think I can say farewell and send them on their way. I think I'm at that point in my life. Like, I think it's a lot like people. You know, you meet people at a train station, and it doesn't mean that they're going to be with you for the entire ride. They might get off at a different stop. They might go further than you're intending to go. So as I learn to build my name and I learned to protect my name, I think back to one of the lessons that I learned on a prior day. It's actually like kind of a separate like video. It like happened after I had made a video, but that's besides the point. I'll do it here as well. Forgiveness is the antidote to shame. Let me say that again. Forgiveness is the antidote to shame. So oftentimes we have shame misconstrued, because shame will disguise itself as repair. Like, oh, well, if I feel bad about this, then that means I'm going to do the work to not make this happen again because I feel so shameful and all these things. It's like shame, however, doesn't actually work that way. Shame blocks you from being able to repair yourself. So you have to let shame go. That's the thing about it. So what I mean by that is this. We tend to think that guilt and shame are the same. They are one and the same. They come hand in hand. If I feel shameful, that means I'm guilty of something. They are very distinct. They're very distinctly separate. Guilt is I've done something wrong. I'll do it with my right hand. Guilt is I've done something wrong. Shame is I am wrong. You see the difference? Guilt is the acknowledgement that if you had the brain that you have now, that you're looking back on it, because hindsight's 2020, if you had the brain that you had now, you wouldn't have made that decision. You wouldn't have done that thing, whatever the case may be. And so that's what guilt is. Like, damn, I feel guilty because had I known better, I would have done better, right? And the way to forgive yourself from feeling guilty is say, okay, well, when you go forward in your life, you do the best that you can with what you know. And then when you know better, you do better. That's the constant thing. When you know better, you do better. That's the goal. That's how you deal with guilt. And here, forgiveness, deal with guilt, right? Shame's a little bit harder. Because again, shame disguises itself as repair, but it actually blocks you from being able to repair. Because shame, being the emotion for I am wrong, is this emotion that builds these deep tendrils within yourself. You think that you're wrong enough, you start to believe it, and then it takes a lot to uproot those feelings. It's like deep tendrils like stabbed into your back, and they're like feeding off of your sadness, feeding off of your depression, feeding off of your shame, feeding off of all of these negative versions of emotions, and they just amplify them back up into your brain. So now you believe in your head, this is all that I am wrong. And it's really difficult to uproot those feelings. Believe me, it fucking is. It is so difficult to uproot those feelings. It's been 20 days. I have seen my psych. I have a psychiatrist, not a therapist, a psychiatrist. That's how you know shit's fucked, right? I have seen my psych 3 times a day for a little over 2 weeks. I am poor. All jokes aside, I've seen my psych 3 times a day for over 2 weeks. You don't do something like that unless you're really trying to change. And I know what some people are gonna think when they hear that. It's like, well, okay, so this is all performative. Like, you're fast tracking your healing. Like, you can't fast track your healing. It's like, no, one, it's not performative, because I've actually genuinely changed, and you can see the progression. I can feel the progression, and whether you think it's performative or not, honestly, that's your fucking prerogative. I wanted actual change. that I could see. It wasn't about, damn, I need to do this quickly, and I need to do this quickly in order to fix the things that are going on in my life. Like, it's got to be over. No, it wasn't a timeline. I wasn't expecting to feel this good by day 20. I was expecting to feel like shit the entire fucking time. But I've done the work to deconstruct my brain. I've done the work to remove these tendrils bit by bit, day by day. Why do you think I had so many down fucking days? Why do you think I had so many breakdowns? You know, I didn't have anyone to call for a lot of my breakdowns. If it wasn't my therapist, if it wasn't a friend here and there, but like, my breakdowns would happen at really inconvenient times for a lot of people. My breakdown might happen at 2 o'clock in the morning. It might happen at 3 o'clock. It might happen at 5. It might happen in the middle of the fucking day. People are working. People are sleeping. People's lives do not stop because I am having a breakdown, and I do not hold that against anybody. But I dealt with that alone. I dealt with the suicidal thoughts alone. You know? And I'm proud of myself, because the last time I had suicidal thoughts, I attempted. This time I laid there and I fucking cried my eyes out, and I couldn't breathe, because each breath hurt. You know, breathing hurt. I didn't want to breathe. But I got through it. Like, oh, I'm dealing with all these things and stuff like that, and there's no one here. You know, like, I have nobody. Okay. I'm gonna go get lost in the woods. And then I went and got lost in the fucking woods. I got lost in the woods. I came back out with a new understanding. Hours later, I'm not kidding, I was lost in the fucking woods. No trail, nothing. I just went. And it was hot as shit. It was like 100 degrees. It was super humid because of the area that I'm in. I'm in the south, so like, it was real fucking humid. I had no water. That shit felt like I was wandering the desert for 40 years. That's what that shit felt like in the woods. But yeah, I digress. The point is that you're free to believe that this is performative. You're free to believe that these are empty promises that I've made. You are free to believe all of these things, because that is your interpretation of what I've been dealing with in my life, and I am the one that knows all the work that I've been putting in, all of the hardship, all the heartache, all the panic attacks that I've had. I've had 2 panic attacks each day for 2 weeks, morning and night. I haven't been sleeping. I get maybe 2 hours of sleep during that time. I'm trying to eat more. I'm trying, but that's been a struggle in itself. I've been able to only eat like 3 bites of food since day fucking 1. And even yesterday, like, I was trying to eat. I was like, I just got back from the gym. I'm really fucking hungry. I was trying to eat. I got 5 bites in and I was full. But hey, 5 bites is more than 3 bites. So you can say whatever you want. I don't feel the need to defend myself. Not when I know how hard I've been working. But I digress. Back to the topic on hand. Sorry for the tangent. Shame telling you that I am wrong takes a lot of deconstruction. A ton of deconstruction, because once those tendrils get deep down inside you, it's so difficult to uproot those feelings. But it is possible, and it does get better. It just takes a lot of fucking work. So this realization between forgiveness, guilt, and shame actually came from my psych. Dr. Sid, hi, I know you watch the stuff, so hello. Dr. Sid was explaining to me the difference between guilt and shame, which is why I'm explaining it to you all now. So again, guilt I've done something wrong. Shame, I am wrong. So shame is actually a poison to yourself. Feeling shameful, feeling like I am wrong is a poison. It blocks your repair, but disguises itself as the answer to repairing yourself. Remember, that's how we think about shame. Oh, if I feel shameful, then that means that I'll do the work to heal so that this doesn't happen again. It blocks your ability to actually repair yourself because you're constantly feeling like I am wrong. You're never gonna feel like I'm good. You're never gonna feel like, holy shit, things will get better. It's like, no. You're gonna constantly berate yourself and talk down about yourself. Every time you make progress, you're not gonna be able to fucking see it. And all these things. It's blocking your healing, so you have to let it go. But how do you let it go? By forgiving yourself. By forgiving yourself. Like forgiveness. Forgiveness is such an important thing once you look at it this way, because we always talk about, all right, well, you have to forgive yourself, right? You have to forgive yourself. You gotta do this, you gotta do that, whatever. I had it written down. Let me find it really quickly. Hold on. All right, I found it. Okay. So, yeah, okay. We've always heard about it being said like, oh, well, forgiveness is for yourself. And it took me a very long time to really understand what that meant. To truly understand what that meant. More so than just, yeah, that's something we say. So like, I know, like, yeah, I have to forgive myself. But you really have to be able to define that for yourself in order to practice it, in order to grow in that sense, right? So this is how I describe it now. Forgiveness begins with yourself because you can't extend mercy that you have never received. I'll say it again. Forgiveness begins with yourself because you cannot extend mercy that you never received. And so the separation of guilt and shame is important, because keep in mind, while guilt is recollection and acceptance that you would have done something different now, shame is an attack on yourself. It's a constant attack. And thus, real forgiveness, in order to be an antidote to shame, real, true forgiveness, both inward and outward forgiveness, true forgiveness, isn't just reconciliation or forgetting or excusing behavior, like any of that. Forgiveness frees you. That's what it does. Forgiveness frees you. That's why you forgive. Because you've let this shame, this feeling of I am wrong, plague you for so long. That it's not just about forgiving yourself. It's about forgiving the world, forgiving the situation, forgiving everything, in order to free yourself so that you can move forward. So when I think about protecting the honor of my name, I think about forgiveness. If I truly do have to build a name for myself, I would say that I am a person that is kind. I am a person that protects others. I am a person that can be a guide through situations that I've already been through. I am a person that forgives. I'm a person that forgives in all things, including forgiving himself. And I'll continue to do those things going forward. Every single day. Oh, well this thing happened. So you're just gonna forgive? It's like, yeah. Okay, well, it happened again. Now what are you gonna do? I'm gonna forgive again. Why would you do that? Because I have to extend the mercy that I've never received. If I'm able to forgive myself, I'm able to show myself mercy. And if I can show myself mercy, I can extend that mercy to other people. I can extend that mercy tenfold to everyone else in the world. The Japanese art of seppuku is the only way to reclaim dignity in feudal Japan as a samurai. Right? It's like, damn. That's pretty fucked up, right? It's like, damn, you have to commit in order to have your honor back and stuff like that. Like, where does that idea come from? The idea itself is that life is tarnished by shame, and shame is worse than death. And I think I understand it. I wouldn't say go and commit so that you don't feel shame. No, work through the fucking shame. Work through it. Break that shit down, work through the shame. What I will say is it makes sense because living your life with shame is so difficult that you don't really get to live your life. You don't. You're constantly thinking about this, constantly thinking about that, worried about this, worried about that. I'm afraid of this. I feel like I am wrong. How can you live your life like that? Spoiler alert, you can't. Hello, it's me. I lived my life like that. Spoiler alert, it almost killed me. Spoiler alert, you can't fucking live like that. You can only exist, and that's not enough. It's not enough. So, if you can avoid it, don't do it to yourself. Instead of feeling shame, forgive yourself. Be like, okay, it's not that I am wrong, it's that I made the wrong decision. Turn it into guilt. Because if guilt says I did wrong, then you know that being able to recognize that you did wrong means that you can grow from it. It's a mindset change. So, this has been day 20. Tomorrow's our last day. Wow. What a fucking journey this has been. What a journey this has been.